guys, this is the Gaming Revolution here, and welcome back to an all-new Call of Duty Modern Warfare video. So, a few things that I want to talk about within this video. Survival is returning to Modern Warfare within the co-op mode section of the game. So obviously, we already have confirmed that Spec Ops is returning, and previously, I had talked about on the channel how they are using a very similar map to this map that you can see on screen. They were originally using this map for Battle Royale as they combined all the Spec Ops missions together to create this map and added some new areas and some remade sections, etc, etc. And the Spec Ops missions are semi-open world where you can select the different missions from the menu, or you can manually just roam around this map and go to each of the different missions and start them up. Kind of similar to Destiny. Well, Survival is returning to Modern Warfare 2. Now, previously I talked about within the co-op mode, you are able to play Spec Ops, and there is also a PvPvE section within co-op 2. So these PvPvE missions are planned to be 8v8 and also 16v16, but the player counts are still subject to change because apparently this is nowhere near being ready, and now they're also working on Survival Mode 2. Infinity Ward are giving themselves a lot of work to do, but the player counts are subject to change because obviously they're trying to see what would be best for this mode, but they're planning to have two variants of this PvPvE mode. Now, they were apparently never actually going to have Survival within Modern Warfare. They have only recently started to work on this, and the reason for this is because within my videos talking about Spec Ops and stuff like that, I had said that right now I don't have any information about Survival returning. It could start getting worked on later on, but I have no information, and so many people were apparently demanding for Survival Mode and were interested in it that Infinity Ward thought it would be something that they should put time into. So we can play the Spec Ops missions on this map in a semi-open world environment. However, Survival is going to be different to how it was within Modern Warfare 3 and Advanced Warfare. Obviously, you just played them on the multiplayer maps. However, they are going to be having Survival Mode on this very large map. This map is apparently 2 to 3 times larger than Blackout, and Survival is going to be played on this map too. So, you will actually need to move to different locations after certain waves, so this keeps Survival Mode fresh. So, you'll start off in one spot on the big map that you can see on screen, and then after a certain number of waves, you'll have to move to a different location, and then after a certain amount of waves, you'll move to another location, etc, etc, which makes it kind of linear. I'm assuming that either this will be random wherever you spawn in, or whether there'll be different spawning points on the map that have different difficulties, like the original. Obviously, the multiplayer maps had different difficulties, so I'm assuming there'll be different difficulties with this Survival 2. Some sections of the map will be harder than others. But yeah, this sounds way more promising than the original Survival Mode, as you're physically going to be moving around this really large map. Now, as I was saying, this really large map that was originally made for Battle Royale, which is now being used for the co-op / Spec Ops mode, is also going to be used for this extremely large version of GroundWar. So that's going to be 50v50. That's the current player count they have right now, but they are aiming to hopefully be able to get it to 100 versus 100, but they don't have that working just yet. It's currently just 50v50, and they're also going to be having just the city and the center section of the map as its own map within this large GroundWar version 2, and you'll be able to capture flags, call in kill streaks, ride different vehicles, etc, etc. It's very similar to Battlefield. Now, today Game Informer gave us some new information regarding Spec Ops, saying that you are able to use vehicles within Spec Ops as well as the large version of GroundWar. So that will include things like helicopters, ATVs, you know, the regular stuff that you would expect that we've seen within Blackout, trucks and stuff like that. So I wonder if we're going to be able to use this within Survival Mode 2. Now, they did talk about this downtown city map, which is just the in-house name, and this is just the city section of the large map, so I wonder whether Survival is going to be played on the full map or just the city section of the map, as both will be apparently available within GroundWar, but apparently right now they just have the large version playable within Spec Ops. But it seems like in the future we might be able to play on both different variants of the maps, but right now they don't have the small version working. But yeah, this sounds really promising, but Infinity Ward thought that the Battle Royale map, as he was saying, they originally made this for Battle Royale, but there is a big chance that Battle Royale might be releasing after launch for Modern Warfare, because right now they are trying to prioritize on the Spec Ops mode, the core mode, Survival Mode, and also this large version of GroundWar, as opposed to Battle Royale. They are putting priority on these modes first, which are using the exact same map that was originally made for Battle Royale. I know it is confusing, but they are just getting a lot of use out of this map essentially. But yeah, the city section is going to be its own map too, within multiplayer for this large GroundWar mode. Now, Infected, as you were saying previously, this is also returning within Modern Warfare. However, apparently you are going going to be able to play Infected on the night/day maps, and I can't wait to play Infected on the night maps. That'll be very, very creepy with the Infected running about. Now, the thing is, I don't know whether Infected is going to be there on launch, because obviously they'll be saving a lot of modes for limited time game modes after launch to release consecutively to keep the game fresh. Now, apparently Dropzone and also Demolition are also coming back. Again, some of these modes might be held back after launch. I'm not sure exactly what Infinity Ward's plans are, but Dropzone has only recently been added to the game, so we'll have to see how this all plays out, because it wasn't initially in the game a couple weeks ago. But anyways, that's all I wanted to talk about for you guys today. So anyways, thank you for watching the video. Make sure to subscribe if you're not here for the latest and greatest Modern Warfare news and information. So anyways, thank you for watching, and bye.